wanted to ask you, tell us some tips that you would give people in this room, how they could go about smashing into glass ceiling.
I think the number one thing, women tend to take, so firstly this is not a competence issue. We've seen that from all the stats that we've put up, right? This is a confidence issue. And when we get feedback, we tend to take it really personally. And I think the most important thing is to start to look at the business case and look at the numbers. So the number of times that I've been heckled, I've been questioned, I've been everything about exchange, there's the numbers. So I take it off being about me and me having to defend me, which is I think something that women tend to do inside a business. And I know those numbers so that there is no one, no CEO, no I've got $1 billion investment fund that will ever argue with me. So where possible, try and use the business case as one of your greatest forms of defence so that you can step up. I think it's really important, and I admire in my industry, being the venture capital industry, some of you may or may not know, we had a Silicon Valley team that were coming into the country. The government paid a significant amount of money for them to come in. And the founder of that company was known to be someone that treated women very poorly and lured them into the organisation with the promise of a job or investment, and instead wanted something else of a sexual nature, which is very frequent, very common in our industry. But the industry got to a bit of a boiling point and they spoke out very publicly, and it's wreaked havoc to a positive, to our advantage. So I think we're in a point of time now where we can step up and we should use our voice, and importantly that we support those around us. Unfortunately, I think women have tended to not be the best supporter of women themselves, and so I really encourage you to collaborate. And if someone can do something better than you get pretty close to them and you form a partnership and work together to really just keep creating new opportunities. But now is not the time to sit back and be quiet or to be afraid. Now is the time to really step up and use the numbers to get ahead.
So getting the numbers in a business case to put your own personal employment levels or salary up forward.
Yeah, so for example, if you were my employer, and employee, you're paying the bills, right? I would come to you and I would say, hey Ange, in the last 6 months I have delivered bang, 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 I've increased sales by blah, I've met targets, I've done, it's all numbers based, right? It's got nothing to do with I feel like or it should or anything like that. If you've got the numbers, people can't argue with you.
And do you find that a lot of people are coming into doing more entrepreneurial roles, having been fed up in the corporate world?
100%. Yeah. I think people are seeing the freedom that an entrepreneurial business lifestyle can afford you. But at the end of the day, what you have to be careful of in a transition from maybe corporate into that is you get the freedom and the euphoria for a period of time, and then someone's going to pay the damn bills. So, again, it goes back to become a specialist in business and more importantly in execution. So there seems to be this disbelief that there's, hey, I've got $1 billion idea. I had Facebook and I knew all about how to do Facebook. I did it 1 million times, but did you do it? So it's execution that is imperative, and women tend to be better at execution because we're used to managing kids and family and parents and everything else, and so it's then applying that to a business. How do I keep doing things as efficiently and as quickly as possible? The bit where women tend to get caught up in their business capacity, and I'm so guilty of this, is wanting it to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I think when we kind of all went through university, we were planned, what's your strategy going to be, what are your fucking P's when you do marketing. Oh, there's 7 now. But what's really important is to get it out there. Know where you're going, know where your North Star is. Try, test, fail. Try, test, fail. Don't go over here going, it's going to be perfect, it's going to be perfect. Hang on, I've just got to make sure that this looks better. Just little tests. And then just keep yourself closer to the North Star rather than going all over there to come all the way back.
And what gave you the confidence to change your career so dramatically?
So I
know the numbers make sense, but what gave you the deep down confidence to go, you know what, I'm just going to go for it?
Confidence is a funny word to me. I'm not really confident. Like if I actually if I was going to have a conversation with myself over there and go, oh my God, there's lots of people here. I want to do this. To me, it's about doing it anyway. Feel the fear, get comfortable being uncomfortable. If anyone's done Bikram yoga, I swear. That is the best business training ever. Because if you can stand in a room where you're sweating and you've got someone in front of you that's got substances leaking from their body that you don't know where it's come from, it's got bad feet, it's too hot, it's foul, and you can still do the 26 poses. And you're getting somewhere, right? It's victory. And it's the same in business. I don't sit there and go, oh my gosh, I've got the confidence. I wouldn't get out of bed. I really wouldn't. So for me, it's about learning to go, okay, that's nice, Cait, and put her in the cupboard. And what are you really committed to? You know, one thing that I learned from my dad, and you know, I hope it'd be something to you as well, is he appeared to be fearless, but I think he was the same as me. I think if he let himself out of the cupboard, he wouldn't have done anything. But he bought a very big block of land that a very well-known property developer couldn't get permits to develop. It's in Camberwell. So if any of you have been to the well, this is where I'm talking about. And Dad was like, nope, we're going to do something new. We're going to build this amazing property and it's going to have residential and commercial. And so he had a vision. And that's the most important thing. You're going to have somewhere that you can see is going to work, that people want. You've got to understand the market. It's not about just going out there with blind faith. But then you just bunker down and you just do what you've got to do. You put your left foot in front of your right foot. And it's like the good old saying, if you're going to eat an elephant, you just start with the toenail and you just keep going up one at a time. Some days, you know, you go, I don't have any confidence and I need to lie on the floor. Well, that's okay. But after 11 years, you got the permits to be able to do it. And now, hopefully, some of us enjoy going to the well, and I enjoy going to the gym there. And, you know, it's about conviction and just refusing to give up. And I think the thing, other than those 3 points that I talked about, the woman in the Middle East, what I had seen through venture, what I'd experienced in my own corporate culture was looking at my then stepdaughters in the eye, and for them to say to me, oh, it's all equal and it's all fun and it's, you know, Skittles and champagne and roses. And for me to know that it's not, and it is different. And if I don't step up and do something, who will? So I hope that each and every one of you become a champion for what has become a really passionate cause for me.
Is there any questions?
Yeah. First of all, Cait, thank you, and commiserations.
Thank you.
On the death of your father. It's really hard to keep, I'm sure, to be here tonight, and just want to acknowledge that. Thank you. I've been doing this work now, gender diversity work, for the last 20 years, and your stats, I say, haven't changed much in the time I've been working in this space. Yep. Which is not to discourage anyone. And to encourage you to do it. And I'm not taking it personally, but it is a hard gig, and I think it's really important to say also in this space that, you know, we can actually provide a lot of encouragement, we can provide the numbers, but they don't actually do it for us.
Yep.
You know, they don't change the system.
Yep.
And one of the reasons that women lack confidence is because of the impact of unconscious biases and stereotyping and messages that implicitly suggest that we don't fit and we don't belong. So I wanted just to say that what you're doing is fantastic, although I want to ask you a question about that exactly. But I also want to say it's not just about us. So it's about, there's something else going on that's much bigger than us. And I think working together and encouraging each other is a really important part. So well done, Cait, for that. I would like to know what you do. I'd like to know what it is that you provide women to help them move into the position where they can actually fulfil, where we can fulfil our potential. I think that's really useful.
So Exchange will be the product that will provide the what's next step. And essentially we're starting in the entrepreneurial sector because we're starting to see this emergence of women that are saying, I want the freedom, I want something new, I want to step out, and corporate doesn't work for me, all the inherent problems.
So you provide money, what do you actually do?
We will provide education on how to build and scale a business. We will provide an insight through what I like to call edutainment, an adult version of Disneyland, that allows you to come on the journey with me and my team and our leaders in and behind their businesses so that you can learn from the world's best as to what have been the pivotal moments and the tangible gems that you can put into your career today so that you transform the future tomorrow. So you've got education, you've got experience through learning from others, and then the final piece to that will be investment capital. So I'm going to launch, the reason why I'm shaking is I haven't said it publicly, so we'll do an announcement. I'm going to launch an investment fund for female founders. Money speaks, money is power, and unfortunately we have less than 1% of females that sit on partnership investment boards. So we are in the process of creating an international fund with a investment community that is female. There you go. At the back.
Cait, I guess this is the natural segue from what you were saying, but I just want to say something at the beginning, is that, you know, you said that you felt that perhaps women have a disadvantage potentially. But I'd say my experience as a manager venture capital.
Can you speak up?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Having worked in venture capital a little bit and as a manager and stuff, women have a great advantage.
We still can't hear you, sorry.
Is that you take feedback.
Can I pick you one?
What I was going to say briefly is that, you know, you said that women were operating perhaps in a slight disadvantage because you were trying to make things perfect all the time. But I think women have one exceptional advantage, and that is, in my experience, and that is that women take feedback far more resiliently than men. So I think, you know, that's been my experience with athletes and management. So I think that's it. My question was going to be, if you were to look forward 4 or 5 years and you were to think about your greatest impact, do you think it would be that you've, to use the language of venture capital, that you've increased deal flow, or you've actually changed who's making the decisions about where capital is allocated?
Question. I think I'm not looking for a silver bullet or a silver solution, a single solution. I'm looking to be able, in 5 years, to be able to sit back, having a lovely glass of champagne with John and I have known each other for a while, to be able to say, you know, over the last 5 years, we've now helped 1 million women create side businesses, that we have increased take-home revenue to women in Australia and in other countries in the world by X%. That women are now, we're starting to see more female founders get into that space. So exchange is not my venture capital demon horns going, hey, I'm going to go and create a pipeline and I'm going to be the one that's going to invest in them and therefore I'm going to be able to get returns far faster. I'm a woman and I have had some moments in my career that I just can't even explain to people. They're so wrong. And even recently, as someone in the VC industry. But I don't want other women to have to go through that. And if I have numbers to be able to say that we have helped other women in a significant enough percentage, then I've done my job. If against the 10 criteria that we've got, that we haven't really been able to move the dial and we've just been another form of inspiration and fluff, then I've failed and I won't continue. So yes, investment, but that's really back end piece. It's more that we can sit there and say, no, we're delivering results. Importantly, once I think we can own that community, then we can start to go to government, we can start to go to corporate, we can start to have some power as a collective and a cooperative that we can't have as individuals. And I think that's been part of the problem. The system has said, oh, Ange, you're a little emotional, and Ange is going, oh, it's me, and then I've gone, it's me. We've all been having these conversations, crying in our own bathrooms, rather than us saying, oh yeah, I know, I've seen it, I get it, how are we going to move forwards and how are we going to produce results? And so that's where I'm dedicating my time. Does that answer your question?
Thank you very much. I've just got a question that's probably more at a tactical level, and it goes back to your point about working in corporates versus working in startups and entrepreneurial roles. And one of the reasons that I started to branch out in a yet-to-be successful business is because as a mother and a woman, the balance of a senior role in the corporate world was something that I could manage, but something that my employer finds incredibly difficult to accept. So I wanted my role to be part-time. I believe I can do it part-time, but at a senior level, they do find that very challenging. And I was just wondering if you have any tips for us and me and people in the room about how we can navigate that path and what numbers and arguments we can bring to the table about that, because it's a cultural one rather than
huge. So the numbers, last time I looked, I can't remember the source, but it was like a Harvard or something like that, said that at senior levels of women that are mothers, they were getting 3 employers, we're getting 3 to 5 times the output from a woman than they were from a man in the same position with children. So if you find that's a good one.
So regardless of part-time or full-time, that's...
Yes, because we know how to juggle, right? And so I think it's been really clear, and this goes back to the numbers. Dear employer, are you happy with what I'm doing now? Yes. Okay, I'm going to be back in a year, or I'm coming straight back with what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing X, Y, and Z, and have it measurable, because the second that you can tie it back to measure, the numbers keep you safe. So I don't care. I'm not so concerned with you. That's why I got out of corporate, right? I'm not so concerned of you having a personal dislike of me working or not working, but I'm producing the results that I am paid to do and to deliver. And so where is it? So again, it's that use the numbers. And funnily enough, I was talking to an HR director of a leading technology company. I won't give the name, I won't get asked to share the stats or the conversation. And she said to me, the biggest problem, or the greatest fault women make when going on mat leave is hiring someone that is less qualified and earns less than they do. Because we're concerned that we don't want to hire someone that's going to outperform us because then we're not going to come back. And we're actually doing ourselves a disservice. You're actually better to say, hey, I've been working in this tier, not this tier. Here are the results that I've been producing. These are the hours, etc., etc., etc. This role really is for someone that's earning 175, 200, whatever it is, an increase on what you're earning. Because then when you come back, you just got a pay rise, had a baby, you've been home.
And from a cultural perspective though too, I think there is a shift. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I've noticed a massive shift in C-suite that the way in which we work is changing so dramatically. The hours that we're putting in and even the economy of a traditional business is changing. I mean, Work Club is a great example of that, and Work Club partnering with all sorts of different organisations to reinvest and reinvigorate their actual assets, which are buildings that they're not utilising anymore because people want different times, they want different hours. Technology is changing. So
I think it's also fair that, if I'm employing you and I give you a contract and say, here are the measurable results that I want, and if they're not clear, make sure they're damn clear so that you know what you're being measured against, because or else you're in the situation of, I want you to be doing this and you're not. It's like, well, let's measure it. is for, if I was to go and work for somebody, or when I consult to somebody, or I'm doing a speaking engagement, or anything like that, I've got a reverse contract. Are you an equal employee, equal employer company? And am I going to be judged by blah, 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 blah? What are the key measurable results? Because if that's not the way that it is when you get into that organisation, I've got something to go back to HR and say, you told me on employment that this is how I would be treated. You're failing against point A, B, C, D with measurable data, and therefore, no thank you. Now, you can take it as far as putting in a clause that said, in 3 months, if I found out that this is not the way that you say it is, I will step out of the organisation and I will get a bonus for the period of time that I've been inconvenienced. Now, what that brings up is a conversation that says women don't like talking about money. Because I've let go of the emotion of it. So that's another thing that I really encourage you to do, is to get comfortable saying, you're going to measure me, I'm going to make the relationship balanced, I'm going to measure you.
Hi Cait, thank you so much for your presentation, it was amazing, and thanks for inviting us on your mission. I run a law firm, and I get the privilege of working with many founders who are women. And the thing that I bump against is that when it's time comes for negotiating, venture capital, many of the women then give away so much of the equity. And when I work with my male founders, they're like, how much can I retain? What would you be saying that I should be doing to empower my female founders?
No!
Oh, because what also happens is that sometimes they even stop the whole business altogether. I've had that a few times. While the males actually put everything on the line.
Yeah, so that comes back to money, right? And also, the value you place on yourself is a value that others will place on you. The value you place on yourself is a value that others will place on you. So women tend to be happy to give away more equity because they want the support, the know-how, the networks, the things that they don't have, or perceive that they don't have. The beauty of being a woman in business, when you use it in the right way, is that you can walk up to a networking event and walk to any person in that room and say, hi, I'm Cait, how are you? And they're not going to say, rack off, I'm not going to talk to you. They might to another guy because he's too tall, they play footy together, they don't like each other, but you've got that unfair advantage. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you're going to push into the next barrier. And there's no nice way of saying that, it's just a fundamental. So I think the importance of something like exchange is that we can have these conversations and we can say, no, don't give away equity, do everything else that you can to hold equity for as long as you can. There's a whole lot of problems that you inherit when you take investment into the company. This could be worse in a marriage. If you and I get married, we don't like each other next year, we get divorced, we go separate ways. I'm sure you love me. With an investor, you can't. And I've seen investors behave exceptionally poorly when they want something. And we are, by nature as a group, there to make a return. And if we see something that we like, and we've got knowledge, and we feel that we're going to get a good deal, then it's just what happens. So getting educated, speaking to other female founders, looking to role models that are female and learning the stories, I think is imperative. But please keep saying no, don't give it away easily.
Mate, firstly, thank you for having this event. I think it's very relevant. I've just spent the last 18 months doing something around the startup and will concur with everything you've said, Caitlin, about the high density of sex pests in VC. Sex pests. I was wondering if any one of you would be willing to hold a workshop or a forum around this issue of balance sheet literacy, because whilst women graduate from school and university at high rates, they deliver return, they're starting to take on more white collar jobs. The game is won and lost in terms of equity and share of profit.
Yep.
And they're not, I don't think women are literate. Men still control globally probably more than 90% of capital worldwide.
And we're more than 50% of the planet.
Yeah.
There's
So
an issue.
yes, it'll be part of exchange coming. And maybe if it's of interest to everyone in the room, go to Ange and we'll figure out a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be doing a retreat, aren't we?
We are going to be doing a retreat.
Yeah.
Ange, would you like to tell us about the retreat?
Another one throwing. Yeah. So we're looking at doing a 3-day retreat about accelerating business. So no matter what level you are in your career, we're looking to try to help put together 3 days of intense with some amazing speakers, some exercises, getting away just an hour and a bit out of Melbourne. So we'll be releasing that information in the next couple of weeks. And we're looking at aiming the last week of September, early October, 3 days. We're only going to have 30 people, and then we're going to do another one in Sydney when we open in Sydney as well. So yeah, that should be good to try to really help embed some of the things, trying to start people thinking on their journey, whether or not they're happy in their careers and they want to be able to step up, or they are thinking maybe on the side they want to do something more.
Yeah, I think I've been a guinea pig for the model and I just haven't seen anything here in Australia for my time at NECA. So to get exposure to amazing leaders, we actually get to talk to them and learn from them rather than just see them for an hour and then they disappear and there's all those burning questions that you really wanted to ask them.
Does everybody know what NECA is? NECA Island?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sorry, thanks.
So NECA Island is an island in the British Virgin Islands called NECA that is the home to Richard Branson. So it takes 36 hours to get there from here, which is a long time. But Richard uses it as an incubator for talent. So he invites people from all around the world to come, talk about their businesses, network with other like-minded change makers. And you leave, having had time with them personally, which is amazing, but you leave with a cohort of friends and supporters. And going back to your point, how do we make things different and sticky? Well, what we do is we provide access to role models, share their experience, and then upskill and get a group together that say, I've got your back, I've got your back, and then back out you go to the world to, share that spirit, knowledge, etc. with others, and that's what the retreat really is about.
Do you connect with some of those people you met at NECA Island and stuff?
Yeah. We do business, we help each other. They've been amazing to me over the last couple of weeks, and I'm lucky enough to say that I've continued to have a relationship with Richard and have lunch with him here a couple of times in Australia and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.